Hello, I'm Stephanie, and along with Shad Freck, we're the Freck Group with Premier Homes and Properties. We are receiving more and more calls every day from people that are wanting to make Northeast Tennessee their home. And they always want to know, how do I start this process and make this work? Well, today's video is going to show you a plan and some actions that you can take so you can make this dream a reality. So number one, get yourself some help. Don't try to do this alone. Buying a home is stressful. Buying a home and moving out of state is absolutely overwhelming. Get yourself a local realty company or realtor in Northeast Tennessee. Somebody you can trust and someone that has a lot of experience with helping people from out of state move to this area. And while I'm on that subject, Shad and I work with people every day that are moving from out of state. Actually, right now we're working with clients from California, Florida, New York, North Carolina, Texas, and even out of Europe and Canada, just to name a few places. So we are here to answer any of your questions and help you. Don't try to do this alone. Show up in Northeast Tennessee, and what you'll find yourself doing is wandering around aimlessly and not really having a plan and getting to know the areas that would suit your needs. So get help. That's number one. Number two, get yourself a lender. Now, why do you need a lender so soon? You need a pre-approval. You will need a pre-approval to understand how much you can afford, what kind of payments you're going to have, and what type of interest rate. And that'll make you feel a lot more comfortable and confident going into your home search. Also, that pre-approval will be used anytime you make an offer. That will be submitted with the offer. Most sellers will not take an offer without a pre-approval. Now, if you do not have a lender, we're happy to recommend a local lender, and it's great to use a local lender because the sellers here will recognize those names and their agents, and that might give you a little bit more oomph when you're putting that offer in. But if you have a lender that you're working with and your heart is set on using them, we love to work with anyone. So number two, get yourself a lender and a pre-approval. Number three, come and see us here in Northeast Tennessee. Seriously, schedule yourself a visit. You need to check out the area, get a better idea of exactly where you want to live. Now, if you give us a call before you come here, we will clear out some time in our schedule and meet with you. We like to meet in our office or over lunch or coffee or dinner, whatever you're comfortable with. We like to get to know you, your family, your friends, whoever you've brought with you, kind of set up a plan, a strategy of what we're trying to achieve while you're here. We also like to give you some recommendations of some fun places to go because it doesn't have to be all work while you're here. So make yourself a plan to visit. Now, some clients are just coming here to kind of reaffirm this is the area they want to move to, and that's okay also, because what we're going to zone in on what city you want to live in. So when you leave here, you feel comfortable. Hey, I want to live in Irwin, or I want to live in Greenville, wherever it may be. And now you can go home, you have a good relationship with us, we know you, you know us, and you can have the confidence that we're going to be using our eyes and our feet here on the ground to help you get that perfect place. Some clients are ready to start looking at homes and making offers, and they actually find the perfect home for them and get under contract before they go back home. There are other clients that can't really find the perfect home in that amount of time, and that's okay too, because what happens is they will go back home and now they have a good relationship with us. We have a very good idea of what they like, which area they prefer, and we start being their eyes and ears here in Northeast Tennessee. And we go to homes and we show them to them via FaceTime, Google Duo, and using videos. And we will even video the neighborhood for them. We send them satellite views, the tax records, their property condition reports. We make sure the home isn't in a flood area. We look at the comps. One thing good is Shad has a very strong background in appraisal. He was an appraiser and had his own company for several years. So we can take a good look at the comps to help our clients make good decisions on their offers. Now this leads us to the clients that cannot visit for one reason or another. They just can't get here. Maybe they've been here in the past and they don't feel they need to come here. What we do with you is use, again, FaceTime, Google Duo, videos to help you learn about areas, about homes. You could look at our YouTube channel, this channel right here, Living in Johnson City, Tennessee. We cover neighborhoods, towns, things to do, just a lot of real estate facts that may be helpful to you. So you don't necessarily have to be here to purchase a home. Hey, it's great. We like it when you visit. We feel a little better about that, but we work with plenty of clients that have purchased homes, and we work through the process with them from beginning to end, and they did not step foot into their new home until it had already closed. Number 4. Get your money to a place where it's accessible. Now, this may be even number 3 before you even visit. If you're going to be making offers, you need to already do this. Now, what do I mean by this? If you have money in an investment account or something like that, you need to be talking to that company to find out how easily you can get to your money. You may want to withdraw it now and get it over to a checking or savings. I had a situation where somebody was getting their money from a retirement account. They said it would take 2 weeks. When we get to closing time, they still did not have their funds. We eventually closed, but we were a week or 2 late, and we want to avoid that happening to you. So start working on anything that's in an investment account or something like that. Another point I'd like to make is, even if your money's sitting in your checking or your savings at your local bank, you may want to go in and visit them and find out what their policy is on wiring or doing cashier's check. I had another client that was out of state. They went to get their money the day before closing to have it wired, and they couldn't get it. They needed to schedule an appointment to wire their money 24 hours in advance. Needless to say, we did not close the next day. So know where your money is. Now, what money do you need? Well, you need some money for closing cost, and you can get an estimate from your lender on the closing cost. You would need money up front for an earnest deposit. In other words, it's a good faith payment toward your house when you make an offer and it's accepted. You would need money for inspections if you're going to have inspections done, and we would help you find an inspector, make some recommendations so you can get that scheduled. You will need money for an appraisal, and your lender will be scheduling that. And if you're doing financing, you'll need money for your down payment. Let's say you need 20%. So you will need to get that money, have all that money accessible. And of course, if you're a cash buyer, you're going to need that money in your bank account too. So this is just something to keep in mind. If you're going to start making offers, you need to have that money accessible. You don't want any surprises, and believe me, everybody's very unhappy when the house doesn't close as planned. Number 5, we're going to call this one, yay, you're under contract. So what do you do now? Well, you would pay your earnest money deposit. And we can talk to you about that and go over it when you make your offer on your house of what amount would probably be appropriate for your earnest money deposit. Next would be your inspections. Again, we can help you find a great inspector to get the inspections done in your home. Next would be the appraisal, and your lender would send an appraiser out to do that. After all of that is completed, you would have your final walkthrough, or what they call the final inspection. You can be here present for that. Some people just can't get back. So what we do to work through that, Shad or myself or both of us would do a walkthrough, and we would have you on FaceTime or Google Duo to see everything and the state of the home. We would want to make sure that if there was something included, it's still there. Nothing has been taken away that should be there. There's not any damages or things like that. And then what we do, since you cannot sign the final inspection, you would be signing a waiver. And that's just the best way to get through that if you're not going to be present. If you are present, then you can go ahead and we'll take you over to the house. We'll do a walkthrough and you can sign off on the final inspection. And number 6, the closing. Now, you don't have to be here for the closing. You can be present for the closing. If you are, then you would come into the title company. We predominantly work with title companies here in Northeast Tennessee. Sometimes it will be an attorney, unlike perhaps New York, that they're always dealing with attorneys for closings. But you would come into the title company and you would do your signing, and you would have already wired your money, or you have a cashier's check with you. Again, that would be worked out between you and the title company and the lender. If you're not going to be present for the signing, and that's okay too, you would be doing a remote signing from wherever you are, and the title company would send out most likely a remote notary. They do handle it different ways from title company to title company. This is what I've seen the most. The remote notary will set up a time when they can meet with you at your office or at home. They're very good with having a flexible schedule to allow you to sign during the day or in the evening. Once your signing is done, all the paperwork is forwarded back here to Northeast Tennessee to the title company. And you would wire your money then, or send a cashier's check. Sometimes you will wire your money or a cashier's check days in advance. So now it's to the day of the closing. You already did your part, and the sellers would sign. We would be there to get your keys, and then we'd be waiting for you at your new home when you arrive. If you're thinking about or planning to move to Northeast Tennessee, please feel free to reach out to us. We love hearing from you. You can email us, call, or text. It's never too early in the process to reach out. We talk to people that are moving here in a couple of years, or a year, or 6 months. It's good to just get a head start and start to know more about the area and what your options are. If you're working with us, we are not going to pass you on to another realtor. We will be working with you throughout the process from beginning to end. We're here to help you make the best decisions for you and your family. And most of all, we hope to see you in Northeast Tennessee real soon.